All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sideshow. My name is Mingo.
This is Tony.
My name's Seabass.
And, okay, so the last episode, you talked about this story called...
Who's you?
Huh?
Who's you?
The dark one. Tony.
The dark one. The mad dark one.
Talked about this movie, right? It was called The Lie.
Yes, that's a great movie.
And if you haven't seen it, it's on Amazon Prime. Or on Amazon Video or Movie or whatever that was called.
Correct.
Prime Video.
There you go. I had it all just in the wrong order.
And we've been getting some feedback on it.
Okay.
And buddies who've already seen it were like, "Oh yeah, that's a good movie."
So I didn't remember, but I had seen it. I had watched it already.
How is that possible? It just came out.
No, it's been out for a while, dude.
He's pushing 50. His memory's fucked.
So, because here's how I know that I've seen it. Because I went on and, oh shit, there's a lie. So I went and I clicked on it and it said resume. I was like, resume? When the fuck did I watch this? And then I hit resume and I was like, oh yeah. So then I rewound it a little bit and watched it.
Are you sure that you actually watched it, or was it one of those things that you were watching something, you fell asleep, and it automatically picked another movie for you?
No. I actually, I read the premise. And I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. So I started watching it. And then I fell asleep. And then I woke up and I saw the ending. But I think that's why I wasn't as vested as you were like, oh, shit, that shit is dope. Because then I saw that I resumed. So I resumed it and I rewound it to about 45 minutes and rewatched the back half.
So when you saw it the first time, your jaw didn't open and you were like, oh my God.
Yeah, at the end I was like, what the? Oh, that's fucked up. I mean, what else can you say to that?
Dude, I'm telling you. I literally, my mouth was open for at least 30 seconds because I'm like, I couldn't believe that happened.
How do you think the parents felt? She's sitting there telling them and she's all giddy and happy and shit. And they're like, oh,
dude,
shit.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, you got to watch it, Sebastian.
You haven't seen it?
No.
It's right around your age group. It's right.
Fucking hate my age group. No, just kidding.
You watch this movie, it's gonna fucking make you hate them even more.
Dude.
That's the last thing I want.
It's pretty fucking intense though.
It again, it's just like I
Would you go that far for your kids?
No. To actually do what the parents did?
Yeah.
No. You would?
No, he
tell me
fucking
you
wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. He doesn't give a shit.
Okay, because here's the thing. What the parents did, the person didn't deserve that. That's what I mean. Had that person done something to their child, I kind of see it. But that person had nothing to do with nothing. That person was on his own.
That poor guy. This motherfucker boy was just...
dude, yeah.
You got and look, I know you're looking at it like, what, Mingo? But if I say any more, it'll ruin the fucking movie.
I mean, if we talk about it again,
right,
we're gonna talk about it. So
I'll tell you what.
This is your warning. The next episode we talk about it, there will be spoilers.
That includes you. Oh. You need to watch it.
I'm sorry, Mother. I apologize.
So here, look. So today's the 12th, and this one will come out on the 13th. So how about on the show on the 26th? That's 2 weeks.
Okay.
That we record on the 26th. We're going to talk about it on that show that launches on the morning of the 27th. So you need to have watched it by then.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't be pumping the movie up that much. I mean, it's not like it's an Academy Award winner. It's not the Blair Witch Project or anything.
Man, that Blair Witch Project's dumb as fuck. But I tell you what, this movie, as a parent, and that feeling you've ever had is nothing compared to what these parents were feeling at the end of this movie.
You know what the good thing about it? I mean, the funny part about it is, it's like you said, they were just like, as we were, or at least as I was, like, what's going on right now? I can't believe we've been through this for, what was it, a weekend?
Yeah.
We've been through this for a week, and this is what really happened?
I know what we were talking about. I've seen it too.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Here, whisper to Tony what you think it's about. Here, real quick, hold on. So Sebastian's telling him about the movie.
No. Okay, never mind. No.
Yeah,
That's a different movie.
I know which one
know
you're
what
thinking
movie-
about,
okay.
but no, this one's. Think fucking Gone Girl.
I haven't seen that movie either.
Or not Gone Girl, is it Gone? The one with Ben Affleck?
That's Gone Girl.
Yeah, Gone Girl. You think about that movie.
Never seen it.
You have?
No, I haven't.
Because we
You
said that
kind of
was your
giving
mom.
away too much already by saying Gone Girl.
You think so?
Yeah,
No way.
because Gone Girl, she comes back.
Well, now you gave it away.
No, I didn't. I said in Gone Girl, she comes back.
Oh, okay. So
now
I gave
you
it away.
just gave it away.
So apparently we're not talking about it on that episode. We're just gonna do it now. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Watch the movie and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it for real on the 26th. We'll give you a couple weeks to watch it. But that being said, you had mentioned something on the last show that kind of I wanted to question. Because you were complaining about your daughter's apartment, right? That she got. That you were like, well, ghetto this, and I can't let my baby girl live in the ghetto. Blah blah blah.
Which I have some updates on. But go ahead.
Because I saw the place, the pictures that were put out. She looked nice.
Actually, yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's better than I expected.
Oh, because you hadn't seen it, right? It was sight
Correct.
unseen.
It was, yeah. And again, she FaceTimed us as she parked her car, and like the neighbor,
Yeah.
It's almost not a Sanford and Son situation, but
Fucked up.
like you said, Alhambra is an older, established city.
Right.
So like these houses are older.
Your generation.
Yeah. And the neighbor, which I saw as she was walking by, it just maybe 3 cars in the backyard. And because she lives on the second floor, you kind of get a view of that type situation.
Right.
But actually, dude, we didn't tell her this. My wife and I spoke about it on the way home. I mean, it's in a great location, meaning there's a Target walking distance. There's an Aldi. You ever been in Aldi's?
No, but I heard they're really nice.
Yeah, I haven't been either. Grocery store, I believe.
Right. Uppity though.
Is it?
Yeah, like
You sure?
I think so. Like fresh cut, organic, blah blah blah.
Oh, I thought it was more of a
No, not like a Food for Less. It's more
well,
like
a step up
Gelson's.
from Food
Yeah.
for Less, but yet not a Standard Brothers or Albertsons.
Maybe like a Whole Foods.
No, I thought it was. Honestly, I
You're not
see.
really sure.
Yeah, I've seen people coming out and going in. I wouldn't say it's like a Whole Foods. I'm not saying to talk shit. I'm just being real. What's wrong?
You're being stereotyped. I've seen the people walking in and out that
What?
bitch. They should be at Walmart. They're on the wrong side of the street.
Well, they walk right next to the Ross. Because the people from Whole Foods
I'm gonna
walk.
sit back and let you have
the
this
people
one.
from the people from Whole Foods walk next door to Nordstrom Rack in Palm Desert.
Mhm.
Okay, the people at Aldi walk next door to Ross. So you put the numbers together. You tell me what you think. I'm not saying it's bad, but at Food for Less, they're gonna go catch the movie at the Dollar Theater. Come on.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys go to Food for Less?
No.
Oh, so why not? What's wrong with that?
What? Food for Less?
Yeah.
Because I don't like dollar store. I don't like dollar movies. Floor sticky. So, and how much do you pay a month for it?
For her spot?
Yeah.
Well, if I explained the whole story, it's only for a month and a half.
Right.
So she's already in the process of having to look for another spot.
Oh, okay.
And well, let me backtrack. We actually went there yesterday,
Okay.
to go visit her, check her spot out, and
Were you comfortable? No.
no, well, yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm cool. Again, you guys might think I'm, what do you call it? Bougie. But I'm really not.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with, but yet I don't necessarily want my kids to deal with what I dealt with.
Right.
If you
Dwell in the hood.
Yeah,
I
you
got
gotta
Advance. You gotta
yeah,
move up.
exactly. So the reason why we went out there
Uh-huh.
was she don't have a bed. You know, so she took our air mattress.
She been up there for a couple weeks now without no bed?
No, she
A
took
week?
the air mattress with her. And we got the nice joint where it's like 30 inches tall.
Oh,
And,
okay.
you know, it's legit. Don't know why she didn't tell me, but she told my wife. She was doing her hair with a curling iron,
She put it
sitting
down.
on her bed, and decided to put exactly. Boom, and then. So we went up
Because she
there.
didn't take no water bed. Shit.
So we went up there Sunday, brought her because we have two at the house.
Right.
So we brought her the replacement for, the exchange for it, and then just to see where she lives, spend the day with her, all that kind of stuff. But it again, the apartment itself is not bad.
Right.
It's hot. It's warm in there.
All right, because the AC thing,
Yeah,
right?
there's no AC. There's a little wall unit in the living room. But it's actually pretty nice. I ain't gonna lie. Really nice.
Did you buy her an AC unit for her window?
No, because she's not gonna be there
Very long,
enough.
okay.
And she's already got some spots that she's looking at. So we drove to one of them, which was a lot better. The actual location, plus there's a lot more units.
Okay.
Like there's garage parking underneath the building
Oh, nice.
with gates, automatic gates and stuff. Problem is, it's further away from stores, from all that kind of stuff. So, like, if we could have this location with the new apartment, it would be perfect.
Got you.
But it ain't working out that way.
But you're the one, like, you're paying the rent though, right?
Yeah.
And you do your sons as well, right?
For Chicago, yes.
Yes. So my question is so, and I'm not trying to beat you up on it. I'm just trying to get a sense of, like,
You're not trying to what?
I'm not trying to beat you up on it because I'm going to ask you some questions real quick. Like, at what point do you let them start paying for their own stuff? Because you pay the credit cards and all that too, right? Like, you've talked about that on the podcast.
Right.
So because they've graduated, she's working, right? Your son's working and
Yes.
graduated.
No, he hasn't graduated.
Oh no, but he's halfway through, right? Is that what it is?
He's got
That's
1
part-
year left, yeah.
And part of the internship is part of.
Correct.
So, yeah. What time do you cut the purse strings?
I like to call it the gravy train. When
yeah,
has
it's
the,
a fucking gravy
when
train.
has the gravy train come to a stop?
Yeah. Or does it?
Well, it'll come to a stop at one point, of course. As far as me paying their stuff.
And I just want to put this out there, AP, if you're listening, babe, I'm not trying to cut it off. I'm asking I ain't trying to cause no problems. I'm just asking your dad some questions, some parental questions.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Me growing up.
Right.
When did my mom cut me off? Okay. My mom actually in a sense, she cut me off because she married my stepfather when I was like between 21. I got married when I was 25. So I remember still living at the apartment with my mom and my brother when I was 21.
Okay.
So between those, let's say that 3-year span, my mom got remarried to my stepfather, who's my kid's grandfather.
Okay.
As their grandpa.
Okay.
I got to give him the respect that he deserves.
Right.
He's no longer with us, unfortunately. So she married my stepfather. Now, the reason I say that is because of course, we gave her rent money, stuff, but she was still, cooking for us, washing our clothes,
Right.
stuff like that. So when she got married, he had a house in La Quinta. So we had the option of moving in with them. Like, it's a package deal.
Right.
But,
what's that? What was that? Stepbrothers? You're like stepsons?
yeah. So, but my brother and I chose just to stay in the apartment, and we got a roommate to fill the third room.
Okay.
So let's say she got married when I was 22, 23.
Okay.
I was working. I wasn't going to school anymore. So at 23, let's say I got cut off because my brother and I, okay, here's the rent, here are the utilities. We half and half, do what you got to do.
Right.
So as far as my kids, when they are pretty much on their own working, I'm gonna. Don't look at Seabass like that.
I was just wondering, isn't that what they're doing now?
My daughter is. My son's still in school.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's got his little. You call this a summer job.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's one that pays very well.
Right.
But no, he's still in school.
Okay.
So, my daughter, if this works out, which I'm not saying it won't, but we don't know if she's still going to law school.
Okay.
So, you're asking me when am I going to cut her off? Because that's essentially what you're doing. Trying to get me in trouble.
No, I'm
trying to get her
I'm just
siphoned.
asking. I'm wondering, like, at what point do you know?
I think when she gets herself established and she's able to,
just don't say when she gets married, because you know what I mean. Then you're really gonna get in trouble.
no. I don't know. Let me put it this way. She asked us if we were going to help her with her rent when this was in the works.
Okay.
And my wife surprisingly was like, you on your own now? What are you talking about? You getting your own place? You got a job? What you mean? Jokingly, of course.
Hoping that you would be like, yeah, baby. But no. Super Daddy came to, hell no, you ain't paying nothing. I got you, baby.
Well, I mean, I just had a discussion with her because, for example, I mean, she's new to this. I mean, living in LA is a big deal. Where she works, she's got to pay for parking. It's $12 a day.
God damn.
Yeah, so, I mean...
They don't include that in like, that part of work or nothing?
Downtown LA, nope. No, you don't. So,
what if she were like to take like public transit? Where they give her like a public transit card?
Her job?
Yeah.
No.
They do that shit up in the Bay Area all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Like, they give you an allotment to, like, if you ride BART or the train or whatever, they give you money for that.
Oh, wow. No, nothing like that. But she's got to talk I told her, and what she kind of already knew, she got to talk to the parking facility to say, hey, what's up with the monthly rate? Because I'm thinking she's paying the $12 a day as a visitor.
Right.
So, you're going there 5 days a week, at least. You need to get the monthly rate going on.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
$60 a week.
$120 every 2 weeks, $240 a month.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
You ain't lying.
It's half a car payment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you still didn't answer my question. Let's set a hard date. I'm just kidding, AP. I'm just kidding.
I think, again, once she's established, and when I mean established, like she's got her apartment that she's going to stay in. Once she figures out, what her checks are going to be looking like, we could kind of go from there.
Right.
I'm assuming, because she hasn't hit me up for money in the 2 weeks. Actually, it's been a while because she hasn't hit me up for money before Chicago.
Okay.
So that's been how long already?
3 weeks.
When she was hitting me up 5 times a month. So it's getting there. So maybe if I'm covering her expenses, she just use hers as her spending money.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I get it because they're in school and they're, you know what I mean? And she's still whatnot, but
yeah.
I was just
I mean, my son, I mean, I can't.
You can't treat him different.
Yeah,
you gotta,
exactly.
Know what I mean? As far as that's concerned, you know what I mean? Holy smokes!
I mean, so what are you doing with your boys?
I'm already cut off. Fuck. I'm paying him.
You gotta pay rent, dog. You're a big boy.
Does the other one pay anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they pay rent, are there rules that they have to go by?
I just don't want them having like not rotating doors with females and shit. But you know what I mean?
Would that be the case?
Because we're both really bad at that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know there's not really anything that.
Would that be the same if you actually had a roommate? Like you were renting out one of the rooms
Depends.
to a stranger, let's say?
Depends. Because like right now, it's all my shit in the house. You know what I mean? Like, and not, you know what I mean by that. But like if it was, we're talking about another person. Not
yeah,
my
let's
kids,
say one of the kids moved out and you decide to rent the room. That person who's renting the room, does that person have rules?
You know, there would have to be, bro, because I mean, all the TV and all that shit in the living room, like, you know what I mean? That's all that shit is mine. And I don't know who you bringing in the house, looking at my shit, looking through my shit, like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like.
Any other rules? Like you can't watch TV past a certain time.
Bro, I don't fucking hear shit. I fall asleep. Dude, he screams while he's playing the Xbox, like yelling at the little 13-year-olds on the other side. Right? I sleep right through it.
Really?
Yeah, don't bother me. And he sleeps right through that shit. The cop was pounding on the door right next to his bedroom, and he never woke up. He didn't even roll around. Slept right through that shit.
You see, my house would have rules.
Right.
My house does have rules. And I'm not saying you got to be home at a certain time.
Right.
It ain't nothing like that. But it is, hey, you're home, help out with some dishes.
Right.
Let's do this. Let's, do this, do that. So I'm thinking that's more of a deterrent for them not to want to be at home. Because even though they don't realize it yet, they're going to have to do that same stuff at their own house.
Right.
But they're still in I get my own place. I can do what I want.
Right.
Not in a negative way, but it's like, I'm old
they
enough.
only see the upside. They don't see
exactly. They're making me do the dishes.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You're going to have to do dishes.
I don't want to throw the trash.
Yeah. Guess what?
Who's going to take it out for you at your new place?
Exactly.
Yeah.
My wife does all the laundry.
Right.
And they get frustrated when my wife says, I'm doing laundry tomorrow. Make sure all your dirty clothes is in the hamper. And it's like, what do you think is going to happen when you're living on your own?
That's funny. The three of us will do laundry. And like Milo will do it first, so I'll take his clothes out of the dryer and just throw it on his bed and then move mine over. And then someone will end up putting mine in my hamper, and then I'll take it back to my room and put it all away.
And what's funny is, like, he's got different days off than I do. Milo's home most of the time during the day. I mean, unless they have him working the morning shift, you know what I mean?
Right.
And all these motherfuckers wait till my day off to do laundry.
That is bullshit. We've had the same days off the past couple weeks. Don't do that shit.
So,
yeah, kind of.
So each one of you does your own laundry?
Yeah.
Man, your wash and dryer must be going through the ringer.
We don't separate. We don't separate whites and colors. This shit
That's called segregation.
Yeah.
They got rid of that shit in the 60s.
We all won in here. We don't see colors.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. I don't separate.
Nah, we don't separate.
Okay, hold on. How many, for each of you, how many loads of laundry do you think you do for a week?
One.
No way. What do you do about your socks if they're white?
They stay white?
Yeah. They go in with everything. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Huh?
So
if you put in red, you're not worried about your socks turning out to be pink?
if I like the new red shirts that we got, right?
Okay.
The show shirts. I would wash that the first time together with another station shirt or with his shirt. I would wash those three together or with something else that's red or orange, right? Other than that, once it's done through the ringer once or twice, just throw it in with everything else. The bleeding's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me ask you another question. And be honest. You guys wash your bed sheets?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was single, I never washed them.
Oh, I do mine like once every 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, I do mine too.
Wow. That's impressive.
I'm getting better at it.
Because like I said, when I was 20, it wasn't a thought.
Right.
And honestly, I don't know if my mom washed them and just like put them back on the bed when I was, without me looking. I don't know.
Waiting for you to do it.
Maybe. And then when my old lady came around, she started to do it. But me personally, dude, I never even thought about doing bed sheets.
I think their mom was some sort of witch or knew some sort of magic, because I remember when I was married, I could come home and I'd take off my shirt and lay it next to the bed or on the bed and it falls off, my socks from like where I'm walking in and taking off my clothes. And somehow by morning time or before I went to bed, they were all in the fucking hamper, no matter where I left them in the house. And now I come home they'll stay wherever I put them for a couple weeks. I don't know if it was a kind of hamper she was using or what, but goddamn, it's annoying. Need to find another woman with them kind of magic tricks. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, we do white, we do dark, we do colors.
What's the difference between dark and colors?
You might have light colors.
Why don't you just do those with the whites?
Because they're not white. You can't have no color touch whites. You cannot take the chance on bleeding into the whites.
I'm glad there's context to this conversation, because this whole shit sounds racist as fuck.
What if you have white socks with gray bottoms? That's a conundrum. Where the fuck do you wear?
Okay, I mean, I do have those. They go into whites.
And would you put bleach in your whites?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. You don't?
No. Well, how can I? They go in with the colored clothes.
Well, so you don't even mess with the temperature on the washer either?
Sometimes. I usually just wash it warm. We live in the desert. How cold is the cold water going to get?
Literally, what I do, open, throw, soap, close, turn it on, just make sure it's at the right setting, and then start.
Man.
Yep. That thing gets changed like twice, bro. It goes from regular to heavy-duty bedding.
Yeah, bulky bedding.
So you put your bedding in with your clothes too?
No. No, when you put your bedding stuff in, my washer has a setting that says bulky bedding.
Okay, so what does that do?
It specifies to washing bed sheets.
Like the weight that's in it is going to be
Right.
heavier, so it's got to spin harder, faster, or whatever.
Okay.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
The only reason I'm asking is, because, whites get hot water, color gets warm, and darks get cold.
And then there's the I don't really have white clothes.
Yeah, that too. That too.
You know what? Yeah, you guys do wear a lot of black.
I got black, I got blue jeans, I got gray jeans.
And you also have to remember, like, in regards to our household, my wife and I, we both wear uniforms.
Right.
So that's 5 days a week. And then our regular clothes, after we come home, we, shower, put on some regular clothes. So then you got 5 sets of that.
Right.
And then the weekends.
Your uniforms, do you wash those all together?
Separate the colors.
Even on those?
What do you mean even on those? That's the loads, kid.
Okay, but no, what I'm
Blacks,
saying is
whites, and colors.
No, what I'm saying is, so you wash them with your regular
San
clothes? You don't
Quentin
wash
style. Blacks, whites, and colors.
Holy shit! Now put that in the mad dark pile. Really? Like, my mom used to do that shit.
Because that's the way it's supposed to be done.
But dude, even my socks are black. I don't have anything that's white.
Really?
I don't wear white calzones anymore. I don't wear whitey tighties.
My wife and I, we talked about that the other day. I forgot. I don't remember the reason why. I needed to wear some tidy whitey. This was like a decade ago. But dude, I haven't worn tiny whiteys since I was in elementary school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't remember it was because I needed something white because I was, let's say, wearing white shorts. Or if I had, because at one point I established a rash on my inner thighs.
Right.
So maybe I needed something so the thighs can air out. And dude, she bought them for me. I put them on.
Felt like a diaper, huh?
It was just so uncomfortable that I was like, I can't do it.
Even like boxer briefs, bro. I have a
That's
hard
what
time
I wear.
wearing. Yeah, I have a hard time with those. It's like wearing whitey tighties with fucking long legs.
So you actually wear traditional boxers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wear those no more because they're too
Dangle bangers, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to walk in his room sometimes.
But look, look. I don't know if you've experienced this yet. You probably have because you're older than I am. But like, look, fuck. Your balls drop after you get a certain age. They don't.
Right.
Here we go.
They don't
This is
hang
to a
like they used to.
specific
You know what I mean?
demographic.
Right? So, the car that I bought, the little Corolla, it's a little small, right? And it's easy to get out of, but sometimes it's not. Like depending on like the day or how my body feels, you know what I mean? So I got to kind of turn a little bit. If I'm not careful, I snag my balls on the
Really?
and they'll go. Oh my god! I'll smash one. I'm holy shit, bro.
I'm not that bad yet.
Then I gotta sit in the car for a minute and be like, ooh wee.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I don't sit down to pee in the middle of the night. This should be in the water.
Damn, mine not that bad.
No, yeah, like every once in a while that shit.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. And then because I'm so big, my body runs hot. So that's even more like they're like trying to get away from my body. Like, ooh, goddamn, it's hot up in this motherfucker. So, yeah, bro, I'm trying to figure all that shit out. That's why I'm trying to lose weight too. Like, goddamn, smooth my balls out. Like, it's too rough in here. But I'm sure you guys don't want to talk about that shit. So we can keep going.
Speaking of like the tidy whities that I was just so uncomfortable in that I just said no, get rid of them. I'm not rocking them.
Right.
And she was like, "Well, we can save it for no." You
save them for what?
Exactly. You never know type deal. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. I can't do it.
You know, when I had my vasectomy.
You had one of those?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that before?
Yeah, I think so. It was about 6 months after Milo was born.
Wow.
As soon as I knew that he was good and I didn't have to create another one to give him parts, I was good. You know what I mean? So set it up because she was gonna have her shit cleaned out if she had to have a C-section because she was already cut open. It's just grab some parts and let's go, right? But she didn't have one, so I said, all right, well, if you don't have a C-section, I'll go in because it's just an office visit, right? So it was probably one of the most fucking uncomfortable things in my life, only because I'm not. First of all, I don't fucking like doctors, right? I mean, not that anybody does.
Same here, yeah.
I'm not a touchy-feely kind of guy with other men, with with women, but like other dudes, like I'm not touching other people, you know what I mean? And this dude came in and he's talking to me and like he's sitting down below and I'm up on the table, right? And he keeps touching my knee. Hey, this will be the best thing you ever do. And then he'll switch knees. And, I had one done and blah blah blah, and he's talking.
Pay me, cut your balls.
Yeah, right. And then he's talking to you, and then he puts his hand back on the other, and I'm like, "Fucking bro, you're gonna have my balls in your hand. That's enough touching. Just stop fucking touching me." And he said, I had mine done. I did one of my whatever. He had his done, but he had 3 vas deferens, which are the basically like spaghetti noodles that feed your semen to your urethra. And
welcome to biology class.
Right. So he said, so I got a check. So go ahead and drop your pants and I had a check for your urethras or your vas deferens. I was like, what? He said, yeah, stand up and drop your pants. I was like, ah, damn, dog. Like, you've been fucking touching me all this time and now you're just going to go right for the goods? Like,
get
what the fuck?
to it.
So, and I just, I pull my pants down to where it's just below my balls, right? And I'm like, is that enough? He said, come on, man. When you go test drive a convertible, do you put the top halfway down? I said, bro, you're not test driving a fucking convertible. You know what I mean?
You're cutting my balls
Yeah,
open.
this motherfucker's a stick shift, bro. Relax. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right. So I fucking drop him, and he's sitting there looking up at me, talking to me, and he's squeezing like right. No. Not. It doesn't squeeze the ball sack. It's like right between, so it doesn't hurt. He's just squeezing to feel the spaghetti noodles to make sure there's only 2. So, all right, cool. He said, yeah, there's only 2. Blah, blah. So it'll be tomorrow. You'll come in. You can shave, or we'll have one of the girls shave you when you come in. I was like, yeah. You'll be out of here in 15 minutes. Like, hey, bro, it's a sensitive place. You take your time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I got nothing planned, bro. You're good. I said, no. It's really quick and easy. It's no big deal. Okay, cool. So I went in and fucking talking to him, and he, all right, go ahead and drop your pants and get up on the table. So I get up on the table, and he's talking to me. He says, all right, I'm going to give you some liquid Valium. He says, have you ever had it before? I said, nope. He said, oh, you're going to fucking love this shit. So, bro, he squeezed the liquid Valium into my arm like that, bro. And it was like being 3 sheets to the wind, just like, have you ever been so drunk you're like, and like you just didn't give a shit about anything? It's kind of how I felt. And so the nurse comes in, she gets my shit back, tapes it down, puts a little paper over, so just a piece of the nutsack that he's going to be working on is out, right? And she's sitting there and she's shaving me and shit. I had shaved the night before, but I guess she was just cleaning this shit up, giving me a little taste of what I was doing in Albuquerque, right? And He comes back in, dude. He's all right. You ready to go? Yeah. He said, look, you're not going to feel a thing. It's going to feel like a couple of tugs. You might smell the skin burning because I'm cauterizing as I'm going. It's making sure that it's clean. I'm going to cauterize it, and I'll sew them shut to make sure that they don't grow back. All right, cool. So he did it, blah, blah, blah. I was fucking high the whole time. Didn't matter what he was doing.
So do they actually cut you open?
Yeah. They cut.
Yeah, because they gotta cut the shit apart.
So they cut down. You know how your nutsack has like a little vein in the middle of it or whatever, that little seam in the middle? Basically, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were a blow-up doll, that's where the blow-up piece would be, like right there. So they just cut right down the middle of that. And they reach in with a little hook and they pull out the little spaghetti straps. They cut. And while they're cutting it, because it's a laser, so it's cauterizing it.
Well, that's why I thought maybe they could do like a laser through the sack.
I think that'd be worse, dude.
Oh yeah.
I think that'd be worse.
Oh man! And you get stitches to stitch it back up.
Yeah, after they cut it, and they like 2 or 3 stitches, they dissolve all by themselves.
Oh wow!
The worst part about getting a vasectomy, you want to know what the worst part is? Is going back every fucking 10 days for the next 30 days, handing them a fucking nut sample in a paper bag.
Really?
Yeah, because you got to take them back a sample and they count how many sperm are in there, and it should be going down. And by the time you're done at the 30 days, you should have none in there.
So, and if there is something in there, they got to go back and.
I don't know. Mine was clean.
Wow.
But so what happened is I didn't want to wear whitey tighties, and I was at home and I kept putting peas on them because peas you can manipulate them or whatever. So I kept them in, they're snugged up against the body, so it didn't fucking bother me. I felt like $1 million biking in all day long. I was a fucking champ, right? And then so I went Thursday afternoon after I got off the air. I took Friday off, Saturday and Sunday off. I went back Monday morning. And the guy was like, hey, you should take a couple extra days off. He said, because you don't realize how much talking from your gut pulls on your ball sack. And he said, so just be aware. But you can go back if you want. Just make sure you wear whitey tighties. Sure, no problem. So I fucking, I'm there for 3 days. I got ice on there. Everything feels good. So I'm going to go back to work today. Well, wear your whitey tighties because he told you when they drop, it's going to bruise if you don't have. I'm fine. I'll be all right.
How many days was this afterwards?
3 days.
Okay.
Bro, I went to fucking work and you're standing up the whole time, right? And it's in a warm room, so the numbness and all the cold, your balls start to drop, and you're laughing and you're talking, and the louder you talk, the more it pulls on your nutsack. Like every time you talk up and down, your balls are moving.
Really?
Yeah. Especially when you're standing up. Like I can feel it right now while I'm talking. They're moving.
Let me see. Hold on. Hello.
Like do a full sentence.
I'm doing a full sentence right now. I can feel like my gut moving.
Right, but when
that's all of that moving up together because it's all connected.
Hello.
Right.
Hi.
Imagine what a fucking hernia feels like.
Man. So I'm doing that, and somebody brought a fucking kid into the studio. Right? And I'm talking, and this kid comes up, go give him a hug. And I fucking turned the other way because, their head was like ball height. So I didn't want them to come running in and slam me, give me a headbutt. You know what I mean? So I turned, and when I did, I turned too fast, bro. Oh, my God. My fucking balls looked like a beet when I got, not a beet, a eggplant when I got home. They were fucking dark as fuck. They were purple. It hurt bad, dude. So if you get one, wear whitey tighties. So that's the moral of the motherfucking story.
My wife had to have a what do they call that? It's a woman thing where they pull out some of your insides.
Right. Hysterectomy?
Yeah. So after that's done, she can't have kids after that.
Right.
She was feeling some pain and she wound up having to get one. So this was a few years back. There had been discussions about us not having more kids after our first 2. And how to accomplish that.
Right.
And, like you, I don't go to doctors. I'm not, unfortunately, I can't do it. It's just,
right.
It ain't about being macho. It's about
being chicken shit. Like, you don't want to go and.
Yeah. And then you're going to be messing down there.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward 20 years, 15, 20 years, when she got the hysterectomy, and had I gotten clipped,
Yeah.
it would have been for no reason. Because she can't have kids now, I would have been so upset. I would have been pissed.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Having smooth peanut butters, it's freeing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you ain't got to worry about it.
You're a braver man than me. And I know plenty of people that have done it, and they're a lot braver than me.
I would probably go back and I probably wouldn't. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this.
I'm glad I did it for me, but had I known what it does to you as you go, as it does to you, what it does to you as you grow older, then yeah, I probably wouldn't do it.
As it does to you, what it does?
Yeah, well, because it fucks with your
testosterone.
Yeah, your testosterone levels, because your body reabsorbs all that semen, basically.
Okay.
It reabsorbs it into your body. And then it begins to fuck with your testosterone levels. As you get older, your levels drop.
Those also produce testosterone.
Right. So, but your body, your body naturally drops testosterone as you get older.
I feel it already.
And I like first time I wake up and I'm like, fuck. And like, so there's times where I get up and like my muscles are like I feel fucking weak, like I couldn't grab something and hold on to it. You know what I mean? Like I'm
really,
yeah, like, but I'm talking like something heavy, but I feel weak in my arms. But I don't feel like it's fucked with my testosterone too much. Like when he first came down here, I was taking these pills called Rad 40 or something like that, I think is what it was called. It is basically a supplement when you're working out.
Okay.
And but it's supposed to raise your testosterone. It's like having, they said it's like fucking.
Is that why we had fights when I got down here?
It was like juicing without the roid rage, right? They were supposed to be, they're A1 inhibitors is what they call them, or some shit like that. So it keeps you from having that anger, but it helps your muscles repair and all that stuff after you work out or whatever. But yes, your answer is yes, because I remember the day that it happened, and I thought,
what's
fuck,
it?
Huh?
Well, you said it happened.
A fight.
I'll tell you right now. Because I remember thinking, fuck, I need to stop taking these pills. Because we had left, what's that store right there? Kohl's.
Oh.
We had left Kohl's, and sometimes he doesn't hear how he talks, and more so when he first got here than now. But he's got a real sarcastic, like, fuck you tone when he talks to you. You know what I mean? And he was really bad at it when he first got here. And we were leaving the store, and I was already having a fucked up day. Something was going on. I don't remember what it was. And I said something to him, and he got sarcastic with me like that. And I dropped what I had. I said, so today the day? And I squared up on him. I was like, is today like, you think today, like, you're ready for it today is what you're saying. Like, today's the fucking day, let's go.
And I'm pretty sure I probably stood there like, if at all, yeah, fuck it.
That's not the look you had.
That might have been what was going on in my head.
Because
like, if he fucking swings, it's like, I'm not going down without a fight.
So I was like, yeah, you know what? I need to stop taking these pills. But he had been pushing me like that with these little smart. And I told him since he got out, dude, you don't fucking hear yourself, but you got to stop talking to me like that. I said, nobody talks to me like that. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? I said, I don't know if you just can't hear it or if you don't give a fuck or what. I said, but it's not gonna fucking fly in this house, dude. It's not gonna work. I'll never be okay with it.
Do you know what he's talking about, and you see the difference that you've changed?
I knew what he was talking about back then. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I heard it.
Let me ask you this: was it something you were doing on purpose, or was that just you?
That was just how. But they'd ask the question, "Do you fucking hear yourself?" And it's like, in my head, it's like, well, yeah, I hear myself, but I couldn't see what was wrong with it because that's how I talked.
Because that's the way his mother and his stepfather allowed him to respond. And No?
Not that they allowed me to respond like that. That's how I felt how I had to respond.
But they let you, though, right? Like, they never checked you
No.
about it.
They check me all the time about it.
Really?
But nobody ever squared up with
Yeah,
us.
apparently. And later he came back, hey, dude, I'm sorry, I won't talk to you like that anymore. He said,
My stepdad squared up to me. Once. Never did that shit again.
What'd you do to him?
Not to him. I didn't even do anything to anybody.
No, I mean, when he squared up with you.
Oh, yeah, no. I know what you're talking about. I answered your question. So me and my mom had a fight. I can't remember what happened. I think it was the same morning that she told me, fuck you, straight up.
It was the whole body checking her thing.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm talking about that morning. My mom we had a fight the night before. She comes down and said, good morning, mother. No response. Morning, mom. Nothing. Third time I said it, fuck you, and just walked upstairs. My mother, to me. That's real endearing as a son to hear, you know? And then later that day I got home and she still wanted to fucking fight. She's really good about keeping a fight going, you know what I mean? But she told me to go up to her room, but I had to walk past her in a hallway. So I walked past her like this with my hands up. Like, I'm not going to fucking do anything. Don't shoot me, officer, kind of thing, you know? And I walk up the stairs and she fucking yells up, don't you ever fucking body check me again. I didn't fucking touch you. I did not fucking touch you. So whatever, I went up to my room. I hear him come up the stairs. And I went, this is going to be good. So he comes in, you ever do some shit like that to your mom again, I'll kick your fucking ass. Go ahead. 3 hours down south, if you don't kill me, he's going to kill you. I didn't even have to say his name. I didn't have to say who he was. Don't do that shit again, and he walked out. Like, you know my dad will come up here and fuck you up. I don't even have to say who it is. You know who I'm talking about.
So, you, Mingo, really thought that these pills were making you more aggressive?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm such a kind-hearted, loving individual that why you look at him?
Because he saw me shaking my head.
So I'm such a kind-hearted, loving individual that when I did that, I was like, oh shit, I need to stop taking all this shit's fucking with me. I need to calm the fuck down. Like,
because like we were just saying, when you get older, your testosterone drops and stuff like that.
Right.
And yeah, I'm tired a lot. A lot of it has to do with work.
Right.
Especially this time of year, it's so hot.
Oh,
you know.
fuck, dude. I don't know how you do it, Tony.
So one of the last times I went to the doctor for a checkup, my wife said, hey, why don't you see if he can give you some pills for your testosterone? You know, to keep you up longer, stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll talk to him
Give you
about
some energy to go have at it and
Yeah, to an extent.
a libido thing.
Yeah. So I told the doctor as we were, doing our checkup. He's like, I told him about it. He's like, yeah, let me look a couple things over. So he tells me, you been exercising? I'm like, no. I mean, other than work. He's like, no. You going for brisk walks? Or you jogging? Or you could stand to lose some weight? I was like, okay. He goes, do all that. And if you're still having a problem, we can discuss it then. I'm like, you being serious?
Wow.
He's like, yeah, I would rather you try to build it up naturally than me give you something. I was like, okay, you might have a point, yeah. But how do I build it up if I'm always so tired? Again, you gonna want me to go to take a walk after work?
Yeah, you're lucky if you make it to the couch, bro. I don't know how you do. The other day, yesterday, we cleaned the pool yesterday. And I was just like, God damn, dude. Like,
yeah, but we were in the pool too, so it's like.
I got in the motherfucker to clean it. It was that hot. I was like, I don't know how the fuck you do it, Tony. My hat's off to you, bro. How many years you been doing that shit here in this desert?
25, maybe?
25 years.
Yeah.
Bro, I could barely do that shit for 25 fucking minutes. That shit was hot. I was already like, oh my God, dude, gonna go inside.
I'll be honest with you, it's getting tougher every year too.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man.
Keep looking at your watch like for the fucking retirement countdown, right?
It was rough today.
Oh, but it was a hot one today, though, right? It was record setting all week.
Was it?
They said it was supposed to be setting records all week long.
Wow. You tried to twist me up last episode too, because I accidentally.
I never do that kind of shit.
I accidentally said Alhambra, and it's Alhambra, and I saw your look, and you looked at me. And you said Alhambra.
Alhambra.
When I said Alhambra.
Well, yeah, because Allah would, you know what I mean, like Alhambra, like that's somewhere totally different.
Yeah. Well, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Alhambra's a fake. It would be a fake place. Alhambra is.
Okay. So you tried to jam me up. I saw you. You were about to take a jab at me, but we moved past it quickly enough.
I said it gently and kind, like.
I saw the look.
Right?
The listeners can't see the look. I saw the look.
All right.
Which again, I was thinking about it, of course, because I was like, he was trying to jam me up right there. He was going to try to do
You're going to try to sea bass me.
But here's the thing. Sometimes, or why is the English language sometimes so awkward?
Confusing? Dumb?
It's the hardest fucking language to learn. Because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you could spell something and it might
Look at this. Tough. What does that spell?
Tough.
Cough. What does that spell?
Cough.
Trough. What does that spell?
Through.
Exactly.
Or like there. THEIR. THERE. THEY''RE. You got to know how to use all that shit to spell it differently.
I before E, except after C, except in some of these words.
I still spell receipt wrong half the time.
Yeah, why is there
Because there's
P?
a fucking P in it, yeah.
So the reason I'm saying this is because it reminded me of something that happened to me when I first started doing the pools.
Okay.
Somebody had sent me to go give an estimate on a house.
Okay.
So they sent me the address, and I went over there, checked it out. 2 or 3 days later, that the person who sent me over there asked me if I had went over there, and I don't remember exactly why I had to. I said, "Oh, such and such street." Let me backtrack. I'm gonna do this because I want to see if my way of thinking made sense.
Okay.
Here's what I mean: KITE.
Kit.
Kite.
Oh, kite. My bad. I heard 2
K-I-T.
T's. That's my bad.
KITE is kite.
Yeah.
HOSE.
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 Okay. Hose. Kite.
Yeah.
MITE.
Might.
Okay. YOSEMITE.
Yosemite.
Fuck the both of you. Bastards.
What, because we're smart?
Yeah.
What'd you call it? Yosemite?
Yeah.
No way.
So she sent me on, she sent me to go see this house.
Where the fuck is Yosemite?
Well, dude, well, how's Yosemite? How is that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not at this point in time. I wasn't a world traveler like I am now, so I don't know what Yosemite was.
World traveler. Isn't Yosemite up north?
Right.
And not by much.
And it's a national park that everybody talks about around
in the U.S.
So let me tell you
Sam,
what happened. So a couple of days later, she says, "Hey, did you go to their house?" I said, "The one on Yosemite." And she looked at me and she kinked her head a little bit.
That's like fucking a hawks.
And she was like, "Yosemite?" And I played it off. I was like, "Oh yeah, Yosemite. Yeah, you're right. Yeah." And we kept it moving. And so I told the story to my boys. I think it was Big Lou and we had this other buddy named Adrian at the time. And I explained to him just how I just did to you.
Right.
Hose, kite. And what I did was I said, replace the H with a Y and replace the K with an M. And I even wrote it down. And just like you got Yosemite, I said, no, it's hose, kite, Yosemite. And they're like, those aren't words. I say, I understand that, but it's not what I'm trying to say. This is my mode of thinking.
It's like in the Harry Potter movies, hearing the name Hermione and reading it are totally different.
Oh, yeah.
You hear it Hermione, you read it Hermione. Everybody reads it Hermione.
Yeah, it's weird.
So what makes that story even worse is sometimes, like if my wife, if I do something and I try to act superior to her,
right?
She's like, okay, whatever, yours, mate.
Oh, that's fucked up.
She hasn't done it in a while. Probably I just reminded her of it. She might
That's
probably
fucked up.
jab
Just
at
making
me
fun of the
a
fact
couple
that you're illiterate. That's not funny.
You know who's gonna fuck with you now, though?
times.
Be Rob now. But don't worry, he gonna try to spell it in the fucking text and fuck it all up anyways. So it's funny because some shit like that along those same lines happened to me at work. This girl, and I don't know why these fucking people, they always ask me the fucking most random, weirdest questions. So I'm working with this girl, and she says, "Hey, Mingo, do you know of anything you put down to keep ants out?" I was like, "Well, I don't fucking work for pest control. I've never done that before." I said, "But if I remember correctly, my mom used to put a trail of Ajax along the fence so that small bugs wouldn't cross it because of the bleach." She said, "What's Ajax?" You don't know what Ajax is? No. I said, "Your mom's Mexican, right?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, fuck, dude, I thought all Mexican moms use Ajax." She said, "I've never even heard of Ajax." "You're fucking tripping." I said, "It's a little powder. It's kind of like a bluish white color. And then when water hits it, it turns green." "Well, yeah, I think I've seen something like that, but it's not called Ajax." She said, "Pull it up on Google and let me see the picture." So I pulled it up and I showed her the fucking picture. She said, "Oh, you mean a hox?" The fuck you mean a hox? That might be what you call that shit in Mexico, but in the U.S., that shit is Ajax.
Well, you did just ask her if her mom was Mexican. That's probably what she called it.
Oh, my God.
Hox.
Yeah.
Dame la hox.
Yeah, tráeme la hox.
Don't throw up, Tony.
Right? So I was watching something the other day on TikTok. This guy, she sent me one the other day. No, check it out. It's funny that you bring it up because she sent me one the other day.
Who's she?
The girl that had the problem with it, that called it a hox. The one that works for me.
Yeah. Okay, you better slow that
Yeah,
down.
relax. Watch.
What is the best pizza? Okay, here's another one. How do you all pronounce this? In my family, it's always been pan molive. My Mexican family. I went to the store
Pan
and they said, "Oh, you mean palm olive." Is this how you pronounce it? Okay, here's another one.
Is this how you pronounce it? Like it. A hox, bro. A hox. It blew my mind. I was, like, dude, you were like born here, right? She was like, yeah, like I was 5. I went to school here my whole life. How do you not know that it's Ajax? Like, it's weird, dude. It's fucking hilarious, though. I still now, every time I see that shit or somebody brings up Ajax or cleaning, shit makes me laugh.
If we may revisit something from earlier in the show, asking when we cut the kids off.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Fuck. Now my future's at risk.
Yeah. You were talking about cut off financially.
Right?
What about, it's time for you to hit the bricks, kid? Would you ever tell these young's that?
Wait, hold on. I missed it. What?
When is it time to tell your kids it's time for you to move out? It's time for you to break out on your own and do your own thing.
You want to take this one?
What? That I'm already planning it or
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
I mean, that's cool and all, but, do you think that's something you should be telling your kids at one point in time?
Yeah, absolutely.
He told me when I first moved in. Hey, can you fuck off already?
So look, dude, you got 3 years.
No,
No,
you
he didn't.
No, I didn't. I
Like, let me cut that shit real quick. He did not say that.
I think 25 would be
Ow.
my cutoff. If he's still here when he's 25, there's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there should be a level of ambition to further yourself, further your career, further your life, get further away from me, whatever the fuck it is. There should be some desire for a level of freedom that you don't have living here.
What okay, let's say at 25, there's no sign of that at all. How much of that do you blame yourself for?
Ooh.
Because obviously, they feel so comfortable and think that everything's copacetic that they can just chill. Hey, so what if I'm 25?
I think you're right, and I think that we've had more and more conversations about, all right, are you going to go back to school? When are you going back to school? Are you going to be? Are you going to stay? Like, how long are you going to stay at the job that you're at? Are you looking for something else? What do you want to do? What's your next step? Like, what are you trying to get done? Like, what do you want to do with yourself? Because, if we don't have those conversations, you're right. It would be my fault. It wouldn't be like,
but
like
why
level building.
Why does the conversation have to be? Are you going back to school, or are you planning on staying at your job, or why does he have to go back, or not just him, anybody in general? Why do they have to go back to school? Why do they have to think about a different job?
Well, I think
there's
the same reason why you're paying for your children's stuff while they're in school. It's the same kind of thing. Hey, you know what? I'll let you live here, and I'll give you still the rent break for staying here as long as you're going to school.
Right, but the thing is, if they're working and they're comfortable and they like their job and everything's cool, why are you telling them, well, what are you going to do? Are you going back to school? Are you going to change your job? I mean, why can't they just do what they're doing? But
because you have to find out, like, how would I know if there was a level of ambition? Maybe we don't talk about that kind of stuff, and if I don't open up those kind of conversations, those gates to that realm, like, how would he know that that's a concern of mine, or how would I know that he's thinking about the future as
and
opposed to...
And not just me.
No, not just you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But like, okay, well, I work, I come home, play the Xbox, play the guitar, and I'm just using you because you're in the room. So I'm not banging on you. I'm just...
It sounds like it. It feels like it.
So it's like, okay, but that's okay right now. And, you're young and you should also be out making friends. This is the time for you to explore. This is the time for you to go work at a job for 6 months and quit and go work somewhere else for a year. And, you know what I mean? Or to go to college and take this class and take that class to figure out what it is you want to do. Not sit in the room and wait for an idea to hit you. Right?
Yeah.
And then how do you as a person become better? You surround yourself with the people that are like-minded, that are ambitious, that want to do things, right? You find somebody that you want to emulate and you do that, right?
Yes. But again, what I'm trying to say is I don't think there's anything wrong with wherever it is that they're working. I just think they need the understanding at that point to say, hey, I'm glad you're working here. I'm glad you have a job. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you're having a great time. But is this are you going to be able to sustain yourself when you move out? Because we know that's going to happen. So that's kind of like what you need to start thinking about. If you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm thinking that... banging on him by saying, are you going back to school? Are you doing this? What? Slow down. I'm working. I'm okay. Everything's good.
I think the answer to your question, because we had this conversation.
Oh, you did?
When he was talking about moving to L.A. And I was like, okay. I said, if you don't mind, let's talk about a few things that maybe you hadn't considered or whatever. I said, because let's say you move to L.A., rent's going to be about $2,400 to $2,500.
Was he a killjoy on your
Not really.
prospects?
No, it wasn't.
Why are you trying to drive a wedge, motherfucker?
Right? and I didn't come at him like that. It was about, hey, I want you maybe some things to think about. I
saw it as genuine concern.
It was like, okay, well, if it's that, you got to remember that's $800 a month. Plus you have your car. You're talking $1,300 a month right there, just in your basics. Plus you're still talking about electricity. You're talking about gas, water. You're talking about your internet, because you're probably not going to get cable, but everybody wants internet. Your internet, now you still need gas, you still need food. That's pushing you up to $1,800, $2,000 a month, and you're not making that now. So keep that in mind. And not to mention, is your first, your last, whatever it is, the security deposit they're going to ask you for. So that means you got to have a couple of grand banked. in order to make the move.
True.
So,
But isn't that where the parent comes in and says, "I'll help you with all that"?
No, that is not where this parent comes in.
why would I need
Which
to
I
help him
don't-
with that?
I don't-
If he knows that it, hear me out. If he knows that it's coming up and it's something that he wants to do, then isn't that a part of leaving the nest kind of thing? Hey, you want to leave the nest? You got to fly to your next one. I can't take all your shit. You got to take it forward. You got to
But you could give him a boost to his next one.
Well, I am. I'm giving him the bed that I bought, the TV that we, you know what I mean?
This is really how he thinks as a parent.
I'll borrow my brother's truck and
this
take
is
all
a
of his
true
shit up there for him.
This
Like,
is a true insight.
You could take the bed that I bought you and the TV I bought you.
yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Now, wait a minute. Now, hear me out. It would be different if he was 18 and wanted to move.
Okay. Well,
Because at 18, he hasn't worked long enough. He hasn't established himself enough.
at 21, you haven't either. Come on, there's not
Dude,
that much of a difference.
dude,
between
he's been out
18 and
here.
21.
He's been out here since he was for the last 3 years.
No,
bro.
nothing. None of that counts. 18 and on, that's when hey, you're becoming an adult. But there's not that much of a difference between 18 and 21 time-wise that he would be established in a working career and stuff.
Fuck that. He can vote. He can go to the military.
Guys, I'm sitting right here. I haven't left the fucking room yet.
He can buy a handgun. He's got all the rights he needs, right? And he got the
That
right
don't
to
mean he should buy a handgun.
The fuck? What you trying to say?
He shouldn't have a handgun.
Why not?
He's
He
only
can-
21.
He's legal. He can have it.
I know how to handle all that shit. I've taken the proper courses.
I don't know.
I can buy alcohol too.
And he can buy alcohol and cigarettes
Something.
and weed.
Something tells me you might be creeping in one night and you're going to get blasted on because he don't know what's going on. That's why he shouldn't have a gun.
What?
What if you come
He ain't
home
gonna
late?
be living here when he got a gun. I'm cool.
I'm taking them all with me.
All of his guns are in my safe right now.
That I know the code to. I know the safety rules.
And I come in with one hot, so don't, you know what I mean?
Oh, so you going to have a shootout?
Yeah. You have a little Mexican standoff, you know what I'm saying?
We each have 6 in, so
I would love to see you guys if this was in the movie The Purge. The three of you locked in the house.
right.
Which one of you bitches is going to survive tonight?
One of them wouldn't have a gun.
Yep. You're not old enough. Oh, he can have a rifle. But he don't like guns, so that's good, though. That kid don't need one.
I mean, I lived with my mom after my wife and I, we sold our first house.
Right?
And the intent was to obviously get another one. It was our starter house. Time for an upgrade. Time for something bigger.
Right.
So we wound up moving in with my mom for like 2 years, and that was rough.
Oof.
I mean, we got along really well. It was just the fact that I'm living under my mom's roof,
Right.
and it was just awkward for me. It worked out great. Like I said, there was no arguments. There was no, it was just the fact that the four of us were in one bedroom. We slept in the same bed.
Oh, wow.
It was just, for 2 years.
That's rough.
Yeah.
How'd your wife get along with your mom?
Good. Yeah. Everything was great.
Right on.
I'll be honest with you. It worked out perfect. We couldn't ask for anything better for our situation at that point in time.
Right. That's good.
So, again, at 20-something, 23, let's say, had my mom not moved out, I'm not saying I would have stayed. I mean, I'm not saying that living condition would have been the same with my brother and I and my mom living in the same apartment.
Right.
But I just don't know, because she never had any conversations like, what's your plan?
Right.
Which she probably should have. Are you planning?
She was like, fuck, these kids ain't leaving. I'm out.
That's pretty much what happened.
That's what happened at my house. My dad, he was working for the county here. He lost his job at the county here because they started slowing down. And he got a job up north in fucking Watsonville, which is right next to Santa Cruz. And they were like, well, you can come with us or you could stay here. I'm like, well, fuck, I can't move up north now and change like everybody I know is fucking down here. I probably should have gone, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, so I ended up staying at the house.
Definitely wasn't there.
Yeah, definitely. I stayed here at this house while they were gone. Same thing. Your mom said, "Fuck it, I gotta go."
Yeah.
They're not leaving. I gotta go.
My brother and I fought for the master bedroom too.
Who won?
He did.
Yeah.
It was the age that did it. Like, he's the older brother. It was funny because I was like, but I got girls coming through here. You know what I'm saying? They might feel uncomfortable having to come out of my room to go use the bathroom when the master bedroom has its own bathroom. But it didn't work.
He didn't have girls coming through?
No.
So you're saying you have more game than your brother?
Yeah.
That's fucked up, Tony.
Well, he would admit it. I mean, it was just
How did
we
you
were
have
just
more
different.
game than your brother? He played the guitar.
Because he played the guitar. I played with the girls. He played with his guitar.
Oh shit!
I went out on the streets and he stayed at home playing his guitar. And don't get me wrong, he did his thing. But he just, I was just more out there,
right?
If you will.
I got you. All right.
But he still got the bigger bedroom.
You had to have somewhere to put his guitar.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What makes that worse is that if I remember right, we still split the rent three equal ways.
Well, that's fucked up.
Yeah. But hey, it worked out for the best.
It is what it is, right? He's your brother. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So, speaking of all that, being 21, and in fucking, the third or fourth largest city in the world? Chicago? Or is it number 5?
I don't know.
One of the largest cities in the world? Or in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be going fucking wild.
Dude, my son's taking full advantage of being 21 with a limited time in Chicago and being 21. He's taking full advantage of it. And I'm glad he is. I'm glad he's getting all these experiences.
Right.
But it's funny because, like, yesterday he was texting us pictures. He was at a bar drinking spicy margaritas. Ooh. They had jalapenos in it and stuff.
Shit.
And the salted rim was like the
tahini.
Yeah.
Or chamoy or whatever.
And I was telling my wife, I'm like, I'm glad he's having a good time, but he does know he's got to work in the morning, right? He does know it's a Sunday. Sunday fun day. But the worst part, not the worst part, but what kills me, and I looked it up. I keep track of the weather here. New York, where I'm originally from, which is where my uncle is.
Right.
I'm very close with one of my uncles. Irvine, which is where my daughter was.
Right.
Los Angeles, which is where my son is.
No,
that's where he goes to school.
Right.
So Irvine's where she went to school. Los Angeles is where he went to school. Here at home, Palm Springs, Cat City. New York, just because I just do.
Right.
And Chicago. I looked it up the other day. We were at 111 degrees. My daughter, who's now in LA, was at 88 degrees. Irvine, where she went to school, was at 82 degrees.
Wow.
New York was 78 degrees. Chicago was 72.
Wow, he got the best weather of everybody.
I could not believe. There's pictures that he sent. He's wearing a jacket. People in the background are wearing pants, jackets. I'm like, man, could you imagine? We're sweating like crazy, and it's 72 degrees out there.
It was funny. Even when I lived up in the Bay Area, like I didn't get it. And what I mean by that is, like, out here, fucking sweatshirt and pants, right?
Right.
That's as cold as it got up in this bitch. And if it got any colder, well, then you wrapped your arms around yourself for a little while. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't go put on another jacket or go put on another sweater. Okay, it's a little colder than I thought it was gonna be, right? Motherfuckers out there with jackets and layered clothes, and they had gloves on and scarves and beanies, and I'm like, dude, like, I can't layer up like that. Like, I need freedom. I'm gonna throw on some shorts and a sweatshirt. I'm gonna try to call it a day. You know what I mean? People like I don't get like I always thought, oh man, fucking people in the city like they just want to try to dress up and be all bougie and shit, like they want to be all hip and shit, right? That's because their motherfuckers are cold up there. You know what I mean? They gotta put extra layers on. Like we didn't get to dress like that. I mean out here, like out there, you had to go dressed right to get into a club, right?
Right.
You gotta wear slacks. You gotta have a nice shirt on.
Well, that's how it was back here back in the day.
Bullshit. Out here, you could go to any club
No.
with chanclas and fucking shorts on.
I don't know what clubs you were going to, but
Chillers?
Cecil's, you had to have a collared shirt. You could wear jeans, but no tennis shoes.
Really?
Yeah, it had to be a collared shirt, and you had to have regular shoes on. No tennis shoes.
I was never a club cat. So.
And no baseball hats. Now, yeah, they can get in with anything now.
Yeah, I was never a club cat, dude. That was not my scene. I didn't like clubs too much.
Love going to the club.
Yeah, even now.
But my son, like back to my son, living it up. Man, he's so lucky.
I bet they got fucking banging clubs out there though. Like they got to be a lot different than out here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
A lot.
Like even the rooms and the way they serve drinks and the way they do shit's got to be way different than out here. You know what I mean?
You know they got speakeasies over
I was
there.
just about to ask you that.
And not that I found any, but like I said, when we were out there, my daughter, she happened to have friends that were there. Dude, they were out till 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
because places were open.
Yeah, the underground clubs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fuck. Maybe that's what the draw to Chicago is going and being in, like, you know, who knows? You could walk into a fucking speakeasy that Al Capone was in. Like, that'd be
That's
dope,
true.
dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have somebody had told me, you know, that I should look for them because they're really nice. Older people who been to Chicago, they're like, you know, you need to find the underground bars, the speakeasies. They're like, you can see a storefront and there's a blue door right next to it that doesn't seem to lead anywhere. And that might be one. You go in there, you go straight downstairs, you might take an elevator, something, and you go underground, and it's this bar that transports you back to the 1920s.
But how crazy is that where you walk into a fucking blue door, go down an elevator, and some dude with a chainsaw is waiting for you at the bottom? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how fucked up is it? Hey, just take a chance. But it's a blue door. Fuck. It's a blue door. We're in Chicago. Forget about it. Like, you know what I mean? Fuck that. Hey, why don't you go down first and then come back and grab me once you know the coast is clear? Maybe I watch too much TV, but
Yeah.
fuck that. I want to stay
If that
safe.
wasn't the tell.
Holy shit. No way, dude. Not catch.
But he's got probably a month left.
That's it?
Yeah. He's got to come back for school. I think he comes back in the middle of August. Middle to the end of August.
So, but he's working, it's a financial company that he's working for, right?
Yeah.
What if they wanted to hire him on? What if he does such a good job, they said, hey, you know what, you don't have to go back to school to finish?
He would still finish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would he finish out there? Or would he keep the job, finish out there?
No.
Would he come back?
No, he'd come back. He would tell him he didn't have to wait if he wanted to work there.
You think so?
Yeah, most definitely. My daughter interned for the IRS in Washington
Really?
a couple of summers ago, and they offered her a job when she graduated.
Oh, okay.
They said when you graduate, you know, her boss said, "Here's my card, here's my number. Give me a call. I'll be happy to take you on." And dude, the high, what is it, 5 figures? Yeah, the high 5 figures, almost 6 to start.
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, you're." I'm thinking, and you know, I had to check myself because I'm thinking in my terms, in my life.
Right.
Hold on, high 5 figures, almost 6. Oh, you're set for life. Go ahead, you're done. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're good. You're straight. And she's like, that's not what I want to do, though. I'm like, yeah, but the security aspect of it. Da, da, da. She's like, but that's not what I want to do. I'm like, you know what? You're probably right, because here I would take it just because
Of the money.
yeah, and it's like, oh my God, I'm set for life, and
Yeah.
no, she's like, and that's what I've been hearing as far as the job markets these days and how everyone's hiring and they can't find workers. And I heard a story. You know, one aspect of it is kids today. When I say kids, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, they realized while they were laid off or what have you and collecting unemployment, my job sucked. My boss was an asshole. Why do I want to, why do I want to go back to that?
Right.
And I've always told myself to find something else, but I never did for fear of, loss of income. And, I'm working crazy hours when I wasn't born to work.
The people are figuring out what our parents always told us. If there's food on the table and the bills are paid, life's good. You have enough. You know what I mean? Because there came a point where, like, after our generation, kids wanted what their parents had right off the bat. So both parents would work a job or two jobs. They had the house. They had the boat. They had all the toys. They had all this fucking debt. And they got it right off the bat. They didn't, like, our parents had shit, right?
Right.
But they had shit because they had worked for fucking 40, fucking 50 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like right off the bat, they went out, they bought a big house, and they blah. It's not the way it was. You know what I mean? Like, my parents bought that house over there with $14,000 when they first bought it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like they went out and they bought a huge house and they never sold it and bought a bigger house. You know what I mean? But they had the stuff that they wanted. There was always food. There was always, it may have been tough love, but there was always love in the house. All the bills the electricity was always on, heat was always on, all the house bills were always paid. And that was enough. You know what I mean? We'd spend all day outside playing. Dad would be outside watering the grass, tending to the yard, whatever it was. You know what I mean? And that was enough. And then we still had time where everybody was together, but nobody does that now.
Right.
And I think that with everybody being laid off and everybody doing shit from home, they realized what they were missing.
Yeah.
And it's, man, I'm working so fucking hard to have all of this shit for my family, and I can't enjoy it.
Yep.
I turned around when I started working, and then I had 2 kids, and now they're fucking teenagers. Where'd all that time go? Like, did you really have time to enjoy it? And I think that's what people are questioning themselves about.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They're saying, the wages were so, I shouldn't say low, but it's one of those things that they always thought, is the grass greener on the other side?
Right.
And now that they were laid off, they have an opportunity to check to see if the grass is greener. So in other words, my old boss or my old company is calling me back, but do I really want to go back? I have an opportunity to see if there's something else out there. And while I'm still getting this check from the government, maybe I could check to see if the grass is greener on the other side instead of going right back to work.
That totally makes sense. Huh. If you were still working at say, the car rental place, and you had all that time off, you think you'd have gone back?
Probably not. Because the car rental business, that's a tough business because it's open every day of the year. And somebody's got to man it on Christmas. Somebody's got to man it on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And it's just, that was a tough business.
That's probably a lot of angry people around the
always
holidays,
angry
right?
people, yeah.
And employees.
And the hours, 6 a.m. to midnight. So we're only closed for those 6 hours. It's always something.
Yeah. Well, that's like when I first started at this company, they only had like 2 days off a year. Like they had Christmas, 3. They had, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day were the only days they closed for. And now we're up to like 6 a year.
Wow. So
they're becoming more and more Americanized as we go along, but
well, that is one of the reasons why I stopped. I quit the rental business, the car business, because I was starting to have kids.
Right.
And I was like, I can't be working on Easter Sunday. I can't be working on Christmas. It's time for me to get out now.
So did you get out slowly, or did you just pull the tape and?
I got out slowly. I started doing pulls. What I would do is I would work the evening shift or afternoon shift, which was, let's say, 2 to 10. So I started doing pulls in the mornings.
Okay.
So in a sense, I was working 2 jobs.
Holy shit.
But you could do that when you're young in your
Oh,
20s.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. You can go all day long.
Yeah.
Fuck. And nowadays, kids don't even want to work one.
Dude.
If I can't make money on YouTube, TikTok, fucking whatever else you can make money on the Instagram, whatever, I don't want to do it.
That is true.
Fuck.
That is very true.
Scary true, you know what I mean? But I get it. I mean, we're trying to do the same shit. Like, I'm 50 and trying to, hey, how do I become a TikTok star? Like, how do we become a podcast star? Like, holy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so much shit out there that it's crazy.
The city of Fresno is trying to pass some kind of an ordinance that's requiring, they want to require gun owners to have some sort of a liability insurance in order to own that gun.
That's stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Because, bro, like, the problem is they keep trying to put all this shit on fucking law-abiding citizens. They have so many fucking laws on the books about guns, and they don't follow through with half the laws they have. That's the fucking problem. Look, if you're worried about guns that are on the streets and worried about the people that are having them and committing crimes, then hold the people that are doing that shit accountable the way you have in the books, so that you won't have that issue. People won't be going to get fucking guns that are stolen or unregistered guns or whatever.
But don't you think that this would help that more?
How?
Because if you are financially obligated to pay this insurance for this gun that you have, that you own,
Right?
you're gonna want to know that you still have it. It's not gonna be one day, oh, where's my gun? Your gun was used in a drive-by. I know my gun's under my bed, and you go under your bed and it's gone. You never even knew it was missing. You're gonna be held financially responsible for that gun, and you're going to make sure that you're taking care of it. It's in your possession at all times, just like your car. You're going to walk out of your house and your car is gone. You're immediately going to be like, let me call the police. Let me call my insurance. I got to get this handled. You're not going to wait a couple days and see what happens. Same with your gun. If you sell it, I think there'll be a better paper trail, because obviously,
well, you have to have a paper trail if you sell it. You have to go into a gun shop. That's what's the FFA or some shit.
go into a gun shop.
Yeah, you have to go into a gun shop and sell it. You can't just sell.
You can't. I couldn't buy one of your guns.
No. But if we were related, I could sell you one of my guns and we wouldn't have to do the paperwork.
So okay, but if you had to pay a liability insurance, I think you'd want to report it as soon as possible because it's no longer under your possession, so you could stop paying that monthly fee to have it insured. And in that paperwork that gets done that says you no longer own it, you have to put down who is now the registered owner.
I think instead of doing that, they should make people. First of all, let me address something that's missing in that whole convoluted conversation. What about the person that committed the crime with a gun? What's going to happen to that person?
Whatever happens to him now, him or her.
Well, shouldn't there be a stiffer sentence or something harsher for somebody that uses a stolen gun while they commit a crime to prevent people from wanting to steal guns in the first place?
I would think so, yes.
So doesn't it make sense to start there first?
No. I think
How does it not?
I think because I think the person it was stolen from, if they are financially responsible for this gun, they're paying a fee on a monthly basis for this insurance. I think they're going to keep better track of their equipment, of their weaponry, if you will.
So by that ideology, okay, it's the same as saying because they tried to pass this in Texas. If somebody breaks into your house and they're armed, you cannot, armed or not, you cannot shoot that person.
In Texas.
In Texas. They're telling you that if somebody comes into your house to steal from you, that you should walk out of the house and call the police. You should not confront them, comply with them, let them take all your shit because it's insured anyways.
Okay.
How the fuck does that make sense?
It doesn't. What if that's the law?
The same with what you're talking about with insuring the gun. How does that make sense? Look, because again, hold on, because again, you're going after the law-abiding citizen. Yes, I have a gun. I have a safe in my house.
I have safe
where I keep guns for people strangers can't get. I have a safe in my house where all my guns are locked. My 21-year-old son knows the keypad or the combination to get in there. Okay? In case he ever needed it for whatever reason. Now, what you're talking about is my guns are safe, right? But those are my guns, right? So if somebody steals my gun, first of all, I can't control
how they use it.
First, maybe if them stealing it to begin with, because if they're telling you not to shoot anybody or anything anyways, what if they say, hey, open your fucking safe or I'll kill you? So now I got to open my safe and give them my guns?
Okay, hold on a second. Maybe you're looking at it from one certain angle.
The correct angle.
You're looking at one piece of the pie. Okay, but what if you had a crackhead son that one day you see that your gun is missing, but you don't want to report it to the police because you know your son has it?
Fuck that.
No, that's you. But can we both agree that there are some parents that would want to protect their children? I don't want to get my child in trouble.
Ouch.
Yeah, there might be.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that liability insurance, in case that person who took that gun, that the registered owner doesn't want to do anything about, if they go to do something to somebody else, well, like car insurance, if something unfortunate were to happen, at least there's some recourse for the victim. And if not, that gun, let me backtrack. The parent whose crackhead child stole that gun, because they're liable for it, they automatically call their insurance company. They automatically call the police saying, look, my gun is missing. I think my child might have taken it, but I don't know. But all I know, it's missing. I don't want to no longer pay insurance on it, and it's no longer in my possession. Here's his where he usually hangs out if you want to go and try and find it.
Well, here's the thing, though, Tony. I really, really have a hard time believing anybody that's a law-abiding citizen, even if it is your child that he's a crackhead, that wouldn't report a gun stolen, because it does become, I don't know if you know the law, but if somebody steals your gun and you don't report it and they use it in a murder, it is your responsibility.
Okay, now, with that being said...
But wait a minute. I still believe...
Why I always got to wait a minute?
Because I'm talking.
Because we have to wait a minute when you talk, goddammit.
That's the way conversation works, Tony. I strongly believe... but the problem is that we're not going after the right person. The right person is the person...
Again, you're taking a certain scenario.
Right, I'm trying
to give you a different scenario.
Well, no, you're not. You're trying to minimize what I'm talking about
let me ask you this.
by saying, I'm saying the crux of the problem is that somebody stole the gun.
You need to stop.
The crux of one of the potential problems.
No, that's what you just said. Whether it's your crackhead kid or somebody else steals it, it doesn't matter.
What if it's
what I'm saying is that why are you going to go after the person that owned the gun legally instead of the person that stole the gun and then used it to commit a crime?
That's two crimes.
The reason why is because
uno and dos.
We're trying to get the person who owns the gun legally to do everything in that person's power to inform as many people as possible that this is what's going on. I have a gun that I kept in a safe and it's no longer there.
Okay, so let's say you didn't have the liability insurance prior to the law passing, okay? Somebody came to your home while you were gone, stole your gun, and before you had the chance to call the police, committed a crime with your fucking gun.
Okay, that could happen if you had insurance.
Right?
Right, yeah. Not a problem. I understand that.
Why is it your responsibility that somebody stole your gun?
It's your responsibility because you're the one that owns that gun, and if it's no longer in your possession...
But if it's in my house and it's locked in my house...
That's if. That's a big if. Not everybody has a gun safe. Not everybody...
Well, even if I didn't have a gun safe, if I have a gun lying on my fucking bed in my locked home, I consider that to be safe. Now, if somebody comes and breaks into my home, I can't control that. Right?
Right.
So then why are you trying to put the responsibility on the gun owner? The responsibility should come way before that in the, hey, you know what? Don't fucking steal, don't steal guns, and don't use it to commit a crime. Because if you do, you're going in the fucking hole forever.
Okay, good. You made your point. Now, another piece of this pie, because I really believe you're choosing not to see the other scenarios.
I think the pie you're trying to serve me is rotten.
No, you're too hard up on the if somebody steals my gun.
That's the scenario you came with.
That's the first one.
Okay, what's the next one?
What are there not school shootings with a 6th grader that took a gun to school? His parents' gun. He shot somebody, whether it was on purpose or on accident.
Yeah.
Don't you think that the victim in that scenario should be that the families should be entitled to something? Where the insurance will kick in, which is what liability insurance is all about. If my kid wanted to go show off at school because they're no, I'm speaking.
Did
now.
I fucking say anything?
You were about
No,
to.
I didn't.
I'm just making sure you don't.
You better not yell at me if I don't fucking do something wrong.
So, if this 6th grader wants to go show off at school with a gun, I just found my dad's gun, and he feels it's safe just being in the house and not locked up because our house is a fortress and no one should be breaking into it.
Goddamn
so I'm
right.
gonna take it to school, go show it off.
Right.
And in school, and he puts his backpack down in class, and it actually goes off and shoots some kid in the leg.
That's the school's responsibility.
No.
School
That's the
property.
kid.
I'm sorry, I'm
kid's
still
fault.
speaking.
No, you weren't.
You just
No, you weren't.
I was
No,
talking.
you weren't.
no, because you butted in. I wasn't done with my scenario.
Okay, go ahead.
That's your fault. You
Shouldn't
keep
that
talking.
child not have to pay for medical expenses, for rehabilitation, da 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 da? And
That
the
kid should be
parents
expelled.
the parents should not be like, well, it's not my fault. My kid took my gun to school. Wait a minute, somebody's got to be held liable for it.
Yeah,
Hold on. In that case, it is the parents' fault of the kid who took the gun
Thank you.
because it's not locked up.
Thank you. But that can't be it.
Why?
That'd be like saying if your 15-year-old son jumps in your car and takes off and gets into a car accident and you don't have insurance. Oh, yes, it's the parent's fault that he doesn't have insurance and so sorry. No. There's some sort of liability that has to be taken into account. The person who's the victim in that accident shouldn't have to be coming out of pocket for anything. Same with a gun.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Again, I'm just going to reemphasize, if the gun accidentally goes off in his backpack because he put his backpack down too hard and it shot some kid in the leg, I believe that there should be some sort of liability insurance that will take care of that kid.
It's called community service.
First of all, the 6-year-old should go to jail,
Yeah.
regardless
Illegal possession.
of a firearm, taking it to school. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Negligent-
I'm
negligent
looking
discharge.
I'm looking at it from the victim standpoint, so go ahead.
I understand.
You like playing the victim, don't you?
But here's the opposite side of that coin. If we're going to treat the child as an adult, then it should be the child's responsibility to
Yes.
pay its reprehension to the parents. Feel me? So,
Because the kid took it upon himself
to take the gun.
take the loaded firearm that was not on safety and had one in the chamber.
Now, that being said, in that case, the parent that owned the gun, the registered owner of that gun, should be charged with second degree or whatever the other person that's involved in the murder should be charged with.
Good.
Because as a parent, if I had a 6-year-old in the house, it would be locked up. Because there's no way I'm going to
the
leave a
6-year-old
gun.
or the gun?
Both. There's no way I'm going to leave it laying around for that child to get. Because I wouldn't keep one in my nightstand if I had a child that young roaming around the house. Now, in your other scenario, you know what? We need to. The problem is that we keep talking about, well, what about the gun owner? What about the gun owner? Yes, I understand what you're saying. And you know what? Accidents are a part of tragedy of life. And not, how do I say it without being a dick?
Well, you're already going down that path, so just go ahead and say it.
Well,
Because for you to say
hold on, let him talk.
accidents are a part of life or whatever,
it doesn't mean that you get money for it. Like, shit happens. My mom died. I didn't get fucking money for it. Like your stepfather died.
Dog.
You didn't get money for it.
They die from natural causes. Well, there ain't no and.
Well,
We're talking about
why isn't there? Why doesn't God have insurance for?
he
his
does
people?
call heaven.
But not everybody gets into heaven unless they have the insurance, right?
You got nowhere to fucking go. What does a wall look like, Tony?
Checkmate, bitch.
No,
Right?
See, but you're still avoiding.
No,
my
I'm not.
whole-
What you're avoiding.
no,
what
you're-
you're avoiding is.
I'm talking about the victim, the 6-year-old that got shot in the leg.
Yes, and by saying that, you're making the gun owner the victim, because you're talking about.
No,
hey,
I'm talking
no.
about the kid that got shot.
We
If
already.
if my kid got shot in the leg,
Tony, remember we said it's a conversation like
I'm gonna
one person at
fucking
a
lose
time.
my marbles.
So like we already went past that and went to your next one. Yeah, because I agreed with you and we talked about it.
but you didn't say what the recourse
Okay,
was.
la.
Yes, I did. I said that the parent should be charged, or the gun owner should be charged as
How does that pay the medical bills of the victim?
They should have insurance. The government says you got to have insurance. Like, shit happens. The school should
Health
pay for it. It's on the
insurance, life
school.
insurance.
It's on school grounds.
What if it wasn't on school grounds? What if it was at the bus stop?
Well, then the bus station need to pay for it.
They're considered school property until they get home.
On the way to school, they're sitting at the bus stop,
Yeah.
and the kid
Yeah,
puts his
then-
backpack down too hard, and the gun goes off. Have you heard of a deductible?
Yeah.
So the parents of the victim got to come out of pocket for that.
That's what a deductible is.
yeah.
So why should the parent have?
Because isn't that what insurance is for? Is to cover accidents?
No,
Obviously
liability
that was
insurance.
an accident, right?
Liability insurance.
Same thing.
No, it's not the same
insurance
thing.
and
No, it's
yeah,
not.
it is.
No.
Yeah, health insurance and
if
insurance
there
are the same thing.
If there was a liability insurance on the gun being paid by the gun owner, and that gun caused damage to someone, accidentally gotten shot in the leg, I believe that insurance should take over and pay.
Well, but that's what civil claims are for.
So you want to wait 3-4 years?
That's what the law says to do.
The kids,
Not
the kids
if
like
we can get some liability insurance.
Why would? But
kids like should be healed by then. He'll be good.
yeah, it'll be fine.
No.
Him and Conor
See, that's
McGregor
where
will be
you're wrong.
fucking
That's where you're wrong.
working on the same place.
That's where you're wrong.
But you know what?
No.
It needs to be.
No.
Again, it needs to fall back on the person. The problem is that you keep trying to put shit on the gun owner. What about the people that are stealing? If you stopped and you put shit hard enough on the people that are stealing guns and using them to commit crimes, that shit will stop.
You're right. It
Okay,
should.
that's all I needed to
I'm
know.
talking
Yeah,
about
that's-
I'm talking
then
about
your- then
the
your entire
accidental.
argument is now out the
I'm
fucking
talking about the
window.
accidental. The kid took the gun to school and accidentally shot a classmate.
So,
And you're saying
wait a minute,
accidents happen,
Right.
Oh well.
so let me ask you a question.
Oh well, the
let me-
dad who owned the gun, he's responsible. But oh well.
Let me ask you a question, Tony. If your kid was running and he fell and broke his arm, what is that? Go ahead, say it. It's an accident.
Yeah. Okay. It's an accident.
Okay, that's why you have fucking health insurance. So get the fuck off the liability insurance for
Yeah.
gun
Oh,
owners.
so you don't believe we should have liability insurance
No.
on cars?
Well, on cars,
That's different.
How's it different? It's the same thing.
No, it's not. A gun and a car are not the same thing.
If they cause damage to someone else, it is.
They are not the same thing.
The act of putting somebody out.
Because you said the kid dropped the bag and the gun went off.
Because
clearly an accident, right?
I forgot to put it in park, so my car rolled down the hill and ran somebody's foot over. That's an accident.
No, that's stupidity.
You know what? I'm sorry. It was an accident. I thought I put it in park and we were on a steep hill. Oh, sorry. Hey, shit happens. That's what you're supposed to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have car insurance. It's cool.
Yeah. People do that all the time.
Shit.
Can't do that because that's the law, right? You have to have liability insurance, right?
Exactly. That's why we need to change the law.
No, we don't need to change it.
You don't need it for guns.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
You shouldn't.
Too many accidents happening with
to need
guns.
Right.
And there should be another step.
There is, and the step is to charge the gun owner.
Yeah.
In the part of the accident, the gun went off. It shot the kid. They're both going to jail. The 6-year-old that took the gun, and his father has a cohort in the crime. That's what it is. But
if you have a history of not being good with firearms, then you should need liability insurance. History is one incident. Negligent discharge. All right, you got to pay liability insurance to have it now.
I'll do you one better than that. If negligent discharge or some shit like that happens, you get all your guns taken away and you can't own them again for 5 years.
Yeah. We can't.
Or you can't own them again until you take classes.
We can't demean responsible gun owners. I'll say it louder for the people in the back. We cannot demean responsible gun owners. That's what you want to do with liability insurance.
I'm a responsible driver. Should I not have to pay liability insurance on my car?
Everybody has to pay liability insurance.
But why? Well, I mean, accidents happen, and I haven't been in any accidents, so I shouldn't have to pay liability insurance anymore.
You know what? You're absolutely correct, Tony. But let me ask you a question. Well, or let me tell you, as a person, I'm a gun owner. I don't carry my gun around and drive it around and wave it around where there's a lot of fucking people around.
And I don't drive 60 in a 25 mile an hour.
Bullshit, you don't.
Exactly. But you have more of a chance of getting in an accident than watching me walk around in the middle of a crowd waving a fucking gun. It's two different things, Tony.
Yeah.
A car you drive and you use daily, you put on the road.
You see cars every day.
Right.
You see cars moving every day.
Now, if everybody carried a fucking gun,
like in Texas,
or soon to be in California, that you could carry a gun with you wherever you wanted to go, then maybe liability insurance would be something that they should have. That would make sense, but we're not allowed to do that. Now, if you want to allow me to carry my gun wherever I go without any kind of issue, I'll fucking pay insurance.
And give me the option of paying for liability insurance.
No, I think, you know what? You want me to, I want to carry a gun? I'll pay liability insurance, but let me carry that motherfucker wherever I want to go.
You can't drive wherever you want to go.
Why not?
You can't drive up on the Marine base and say, I'm going to go cruise a base.
Well, you can't carry a gun on a fucking Marine base either. Just like I can't carry a gun in a bar, and you shouldn't drive a car after leaving a bar. I can't carry a gun into a bank. You can't drive your car in a bank.
So we agree that this is a possibility.
On different terms, we agree. Liability insurance.
No, I think my point came across. I want to thank you for agreeing that you would.
I don't think your point came across because I squashed you on at least 4 different times.
No, you didn't.
You could choose to, but that's fine.
Don't worry. Your wife.
No, you didn't, Mister.
Your wife thinks your crown is still intact.
Tragedies happen by accident. So
shit happens. Shit happens.
Oh well.
They've happened. They've happened everywhere.
Well.
Just like did the. Well, I don't want to go there.
Let's not.
I'll leave that alone. So, no, I don't think your idea is right. I think you're for law-abiding citizens and the way that you're talking about it, presenting it, it's totally wrong. And I think the problem with hold on. But I think that the problem with guns and and trying to add more fucking laws to guns creates more loopholes.
Yeah.
And is going to create more issues than it solves. Here's my point. You have a three strike law. You have people that use guns that are stolen and that they've used in crimes and blah, and that's part of the charges that get dropped when they're trying to cut a deal with these fucking people. Let's say, hey, you know what? Stop giving these guys a fucking break and let's make them accountable for the shit that they're doing in using these guns that are stolen or whatever or whatnot. And let's hold their fucking feet to the fire. And let other people that are thinking about doing stupid shit like this understand that this is what's going to happen. But here's the other problem. Now you're talking about fucking overcrowded jails, right? Although they let a bunch of motherfuckers loose because they didn't want them to catch COVID, right? Where does it end? I think that we have to start with the rules, and you need to sit down and look at the rules that are in the books and figure out which ones make sense and use those fucking rules. And if you can't squash the problem in the world with the laws that you set forth already, then figure out what those fucking loopholes are and close the motherfuckers.
And one loophole might be requiring a gun owner to purchase liability
The gun owners
insurance.
aren't the ones that are going out shooting people, Tony.
No, the gun is.
No.
The gun is what's causing the damage.
No, my gun's sitting in the room. It's never shot anybody.
The
Have you
gun
ever seen that
is
part
causing
of?
damage.
Have you ever seen that part of American Dad, where the daughter goes, "Guns kill people," so he puts his gun out on the fucking table and he goes, "Go ahead, shoot somebody, shoot somebody. Come on, what the fuck? You can kill somebody." See, it can't unless I pull the trigger.
It's criminals. It's
So, do cars not cause accidents?
No, the people do.
yes,
Unless.
So do cars?
Hold on.
Hold on a second.
No. You hold on. Unless you're driving it and your brake pedal stops working.
Okay, well,
Unless it's a mechanical failure.
Hold on a second. Hold on. So if I walked out to my car right now, I say, "Go ahead and crash into somebody." Go ahead, crash into somebody. Why do I have liability insurance on this car?
In case you cause an accident.
In case
The car doesn't cause the accident.
He just realized
because the car's sitting out front, it's not doing anything.
I'm paying car insurance on this car. So if my son or daughter drives it, it's still insured. The car itself is insured.
That's called uninsured. That's not liability.
Okay, so let's just call it insurance. Forget liability.
So now you want to change the whole...
Yeah,
you want to change the whole...
Insurance. And so would that make you change your mind?
No.
Okay, so...
None whatsoever.
Thank you. So let's just call it insurance then. Liability, uninsured.
Okay. Okay, so
whatever.
So let me ask you a question. If you're driving down the street and another motorist hits you,
Okay.
it's called a...
Accident.
Right. And they have... Hopefully they have...
Insurance.
Right. Now, let's say you're driving down the street and somebody's driving a fucking stolen car.
Okay.
And they hit you. What's it called?
An accident.
What do they not have?
We just went over this.
I don't know.
It's the same thing we just talked about. Or does the uninsured motorist, the person that
How do you
owned
know
the car...
that person doesn't have insurance?
The person that hit you?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're a criminal.
That okay. Maybe the day before they had insurance.
Oh, so now they're good people.
They're good people doing a bad thing, yes.
They're good people doing a bad thing. So the people that
they
steal
become bad
guns,
people.
that shoot
why do you
people...
assume that a criminal doesn't have insurance? He doesn't have car insurance.
Because legally they are a criminal. They are driving a car without
I
insurance.
can't even have a conversation with you. Like you try you want to prove your point so bad. You driving down
And
Dumb
you
Street.
trying to-
He's
you
fucking
trying-
wor-
you
trying
trying
to
to
drive
prove your
Dumb
point
Street.
so bad.
He's
You're
fucking
saying,
worse than I
what
am.
does he not have? How do you know he don't have it? How do you know?
Because he's stealing a car.
So what?
You think, oh shit, I gotta grab my insurance card. I'm gonna go steal
Maybe
this
he
car
got
right
into-
quick.
Maybe he got into it with his old lady. He's trying to get away.
So he
got
stole
in
a
the wrong
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Stranger things have happened.
All right, so he leaves the house with a gun and he shoots another broad because he was having a fight with his old lady.
What?
That's how a gun works. If you leave it at home or you
It's not
don't
gonna
have
do
it
shit.
or you don't pull the trigger, it doesn't kill people. The same with your car. It's
Okay,
sitting out front.
But again,
It's sitting out front And it's not going to be. It's
think-
not causing
okay,
an accident.
okay.
Although it's sitting out front,
Okay.
somebody can still hit it.
Well, here's
My
what I'm
gun in
saying.
my room?
Here's what I'm trying to say.
It's not going to fire.
Here's what I'm trying to say. I think you're a great gun owner. Okay, if that's what you want to hear, you want your little pat on the back. Fine, it's in a safe. Perfect. Sometimes in the real world that doesn't happen. Sometimes in the real world, a kid that doesn't know any better thinks he's going to be cool by bringing his dad's gun to school
Right, we've gone over
and
this.
accidentally shoot somebody.
Yeah, we heard
Right.
this
All
part.
I'm saying is the kid who accidentally got shot, that family should not come out of pocket for anything. And that's what insurance would be for.
That's why
Health
the school
insurance.
has health insurance, and that's the insurance that the school has because it happened on school property. How dare they let a 6-year-old walk into school with a
I
gun?
didn't say anything about school.
Then
Yes, you
you
did.
fucking
did.
did.
I just said the
That's
kid
what you
takes.
just-
No, I said the kid takes the gun from his dad because he
Because
wants
he
to
wants
act
to show
cool,
it off at
and
school.
he accidentally shoots somebody.
That's not what you said. You said school.
Well, that's what I'm saying now. I'm
So you
mixing
changed
it
it
up.
again.
Yep, he's walking down the street.
You're
he's-
gonna mix it until
he's
you're gonna
walking-
mix
yes.
it until you make your point.
Until
It's not gonna happen,
until
dude.
he thinks he makes his point.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
The problem is with the people stealing it. If people weren't stealing the fucking
We're not
guns,
talking about people stealing.
the kid, the
we're talk-
6-year-old stole the fucking gun. And I already told you, you know what? If the dad left it out where the kid could get it, the dad should be charged along with the child.
Hopefully the
Child
family
endangerment, fucking negligence,
Yeah.
all that
What
bullshit,
if the
and
child?
then
What
the
if the
family
child
can
saw
sue
that
them.
the
you
dad
yelling
entered the
doesn't
code?
you yelling doesn't make your point
what if the
correct.
dad-
Just to let you
the
know,
kid overlooked the dad's putting in the code for the safe.
it's the kid's fault. He's a snoopy bitch,
Yeah, and it's still his father. It's still the father's fault
and it's still stealing.
because he allowed. Look, he didn't think his kid was smart enough to remember 4 or 5 fucking numbers.
But then again, accidents happen, right? It's just hey, what it is,
Yeah,
what it
shit
is.
happens.
That's what
Shit happens.
That's what
health
insurance
is for.
Sorry, hey, yeah.
And the kid should be charged, and the father should be charged along with him.
Well, I just say if they had insurance, it would take care of it.
Yeah, if the family has health insurance, it will take
No.
care of it.
Talking about
Yeah.
the gun owner had insurance.
No, we're talking about the victim.
Both of you could go fuck yourselves.
Gladly.
That means that we were right.
No,
is
you're
what
not
he's
right,
saying.
and I guarantee you, we're gonna hear about it. I guarantee we'll hear that you're not right.
You can hit us up at contacts, that's capital CONTACS at thesideshow.co. If you'd like to email us about it, you can email us at mingosmadhouse@yahoo.com as well. Let Tony know. You can put it in. You can put it in all of the. You can put it in any one of the comments at any one of the places that you go and listen to it, and let Tony know how wrong he is. NRA all day.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Any final words, Sebastian?
No, I'm good.
Tony, you want to trigger any other of our
Ooh,
listeners?
you can't say trigger.
Oh, sorry.
That's offensive to Tony.
Good night, everyone.
Say good night, Palm Springs.
Right?
Hey, love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again soon. Don't forget to watch The Lie.